how to begin a spiritual path, what should be the first step that we do, what can you suggest us, what can you recommend us? There are hundreds ways to begin this journey. Maybe thousands or even millions. What you should look for is not the destination, of course. It's the path itself. It's the way you walk through this path. Which you start now to have an understanding. Now you begin to understand what it means to be on a spiritual journey as well as in a material journey. You are both matter and spirit. You are the one who is between the two. You are the two, yourself. Itself. It's the beginning of the journey. The one where you come from. The beginning of the journey started with the separation from the one. The whole, the unity, the one intelligence, God, the way you like to call it, the source. The infinity, it's still infinity, it's endless. Even though it comes to the material world, it splits itself in many parts. And now it begins its journey as a unity, as a not as a unity, sorry, as an individual, as a singularity. As one separated from that singularity. I would like you to start to see the world as a source of insights a source of possibilities, in which you can merge your uniqueness, your talents, you can merge it with this world created by you, when you were in a higher level of consciousness, when you were not yet separated. And there, which means here, you have the opportunity to rediscover that unity where you came from, and which will never be separated from you. Although here you will experience separation, you will feel like you are separated, abandoned, like nobody cares of you, except for the two people that first welcome you in this world. And in some cases, even those two people, mom and dad, might seem that they don't care of you, of who you are, and of who you are gonna be. Which, by the way, it's your own task. It's your own choice to decide who you are gonna be. The soul prepared for you a part of this path. In which you can choose whether you want to walk through it or deviate, and go with a trend with what is now more popular, what other people likes, and they show you with the finger what you also should like, how you should look like to be accepted in this new society. And every year, every decade, this trend change, and people can get lost if they haven't found their own uniqueness, their own center. Uniqueness. You shouldn't become slave of this word. This word can become heavy after a while that you keep repeating it in your mind. I am unique, but where is my uniqueness? What's my goal? What's my aim? What's my purpose? What's my mission here on earth? And that's a great question. Maybe you should start the day with this question. Or maybe just ask it once in a while. And notice how your answer changed from the last time you asked it yourself. I cannot answer for you. But for sure, the answer that you give to this question, it's so meaningful for you in that moment. When you ask that question, what's my mission? Why did I come back on earth? I have to do something. I have to learn something. What's that all about? I might say for somebody it's to learn how to love more. For other people, for whom this thing, it's already innate in themselves. They have it so strong from their birth. For them, maybe their task is to develop and to learn how to use their willpower to decide, to make choices, not to let other people deciding for them, which is also an option. It's up to you. But if your soul wants you to learn to decide, to learn to speak freely, to speak free from the fear of others' opinion, what they could say, what they might think. If I do that, if I say that way, I can tell you that many people have learned to love, even if it might not seem to you. But many, at least in one moment in their life, they have learned how to love. They felt that love. for their child, for their grandchildren, for their parents, for their grandparents, uncle, aunt, nanny, friends, wife, husband, girlfriend, boyfriend, even for their toys. That's an important part of human development. To be attached to something. To love with condition. The unconditional love is something that they will develop later. Don't rush with that. Don't push. Only because it feels more spiritual, because it seems more pure, it doesn't mean that that's your path now. You have to love and suffer. To begin to understand what's the difference. What's the difference between love with boundaries, with conditions, with so many if. I will love you if you. I will be faithful if you. And then, after a long list of if, you will realize that that's not love, that's possession. That's need to control. That's your need to use your power over another human being that you can manipulate with all that if. And when, maybe not in this life, maybe in the next one, or in the following ones, you will realize that this kind of love doesn't give you any satisfaction. That before you have to grow it within yourself. Before the meeting with a partner with the same level of consciousness, with that kind of consciousness that you would like to have, first you have to reach it. You have to go beyond yourself. Beyond your attachment, this is mine, this is yours. That's not how things work. Yeah, because attachment is not only about things, it's also about ideas. It's about the vision of the ideal couple that you have, that the the ideal word, the ideal something. Work, spiritual path, and all of these things. And when you get rid of all of those attachments, and it might take you a while, you will see that not only you are doing this path, there are so many people engaged in this journey, and you won't feel any competition. You won't feel that it's a sort of competition who arrives first at the top of the mountain or things like that. Otherwise, it's again your old self that is taking place and again controlling you and expecting you to manipulate them so that they would consider you more than who you really are. And that would give a big jump forward to your ego, but not to your soul. Your soul, it's there watching you, laughing, probably, if a soul could laugh. Have you ever thought about that? Can a soul laugh? I believe so. I feel it like my soul is laughing when I'm saying something too direct to you, too strong. But I know that you can handle it. Yeah, I can. Although that's part of the path. When a person believes to be in his spiritual journey, but they are actually in their ego journey. They are trying to show to other people how spiritual they are, how good they are in what they are doing, whether that's yoga or meditation or other kind of practice that now are a sort of trend in your society. You see that now. It's again that sort of game that you were playing before. When other people were showing you how you should look like, what kind of music you should listen. Now that you are in a spiritual journey, you are listening to a kind of music that spiritual people supposed to listen to. You are wearing kimonos as spiritual people should do. Don't justify yourself. I know that it's not the case, partially, but it suits you, the kimono. And that you should eat what spiritual people eat. Not meat, not junk food, even not fish and eggs. What are you eating, people? Spiritual journey is not about what you eat. It's about how you feel what you are doing. It's about the way you grow through life, through the events that are occurring. What you are projecting is what you really want, or is what your subconscious wants you to understand and to notice. Which, by the way, is great. And it's important that you notice the messages that are hidden. Underneath a certain event, certain meeting, certain impressions. Certain ideas that suddenly could pop up in your mind. And your soul would shiver, would move. You would feel like that's for you. So, feeling. Acknowledging what you are experiencing. Noticing what your intuition is telling you. Noticing the voice of the soul. Through the intuition, through the senses that you are developing, which are beyond the 5 senses that you are already aware of. So yes, exist multiple kind of senses, and we will talk about that another day. For now, just know, be aware that you are more than what you have ever thought about yourself. That your spiritual journey may begin with a Om, or just with a smile in the morning, with a pray to God, to the source, to the infinity consciousness, to the one, to the unity, to whatever you want to name it. What is that goes beyond the ordinary and the senses that you are aware of. What you start to feel. Maybe during some dreams, or in some moments of lucidity while you are awake, or you believe to be awake. There is a subtle difference between being awake and thinking to be awake. Also about that, this argument we will have time to talk. So the way you start your day, the way you set the intention for your day, for your journey, which is beginning every morning. And every night before you go to sleep, these two precious moments. Moments for praying God, the divine, the source, again, the way you want to call it. These are moments to set the intentions for the current day or for the next day. And in the morning you can check whether you are in line with those intentions, or you feel that you are called to something different. Let your intuition guide you. Don't make it fast, make it simple. Fast, it means that you are in a rush, that you don't really want to do it, but you have to do it because spiritual people do it. No, it's not like that. Not everybody begins their day with a prayer. Somebody begins it with yoga, other with breakfast. That thought that you have at the beginning of your day and at the end of your day, it's enough. Let it be pure and still. You can decide to whom address it. You can decide the content of this thought. May it be for yourself. May it be for your dearest people, for your family, for your co-workers, or maybe not for your co-workers if you don't like them. It's up to you. You can start with a simple Om or thank you. It doesn't really matter. But remember that you are beginning a day, you are beginning a journey with more meaning that you use to give. And that's it. That's all. That's how you can start your journey. With a strong intention to be useful, to be the best version of yourself, as you like to call it. To be open to learn and to do what's important for you to do. That's all. That's up to you. Good luck. Goodbye. Hi guys, so this was a channeling, and you also can connect with your own guides. We have guides, masters, teachers in these subtle words. You guys know that there is not only this word, right? We have many different layers. Some of them are visible, some of them are not visible. You can explore them step by step with your own spiritual practice, or just with your own daily life. There will be moments when your intuition will tell you, go this way, don't go that way, go this way. And if you follow it, you will find the reason why you had this kind of impulse to go in that direction. And you also know, if you don't listen to this voice, some other kind of events will happen. And I'm sure that you can have hundreds of examples if you think about that, when you really felt you shouldn't spend more time with this person and you should just go and move on, but you wanted to be polite and you just stay there just a little bit more, because we don't have to, be rude. And where did this conversation brought you, you know. So I'm gonna post some other channeling regularly with my wife, which is in the backstage here. You can say hi.
Hi.
And you can follow us on where are we here, on YouTube or on Instagram, Telegram. Write us your impression, what you felt during this watching while you were watching this video, and let's keep in touch. Let's stay connected. See you.